Hi, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. So, in this reading, we will look at how the spirit want you to indulge in the energies of self-love. How does spirit want you to indulge in the energies of self-love, Sagittarius? We have the moon and the Seven of Cups. What's going on here? Indecision. Not being able to see clearly on something. But how does that relate to self-love? Oh, okay. Well, I'm hearing trust your ability to navigate through darkness. Trust your ability to navigate through darkness, Sagittarius. And also, how can I say it? I'm trying to find the words to say what I want to say. And that's probably the energy that you're in right now. Like, okay, labeling. You may have trouble labeling something, right? So that energy of navigating through darkness is like, I'm not able to quite put my finger on, let's say, for example, what I'm experiencing right now. I know I'm experiencing something. I know I'm going through some sort of significant change or transition, but I'm not able to label it. So I'm hearing for some of you that could be frustrating, but that's the thing. Spirit wants you to work through that frustration of not being able to name and label and I guess quote like know everything as it's happening, if that makes sense. So going back to trusting your ability to navigate through darkness, that darkness is not being able to pinpoint something. Let's say, for example, you feel a way. Like, okay, you know the saying, I feel some type of way. Well, what type of way is it? you know? So you may not be able to label what that type of feeling is, but you know something isn't right. You know it's unsettling. You know it's something like you don't want to deal with again in the future. So instead of just being frustrated and saying, I don't know what's going on and I don't know what this is and I don't know why I'm going through it, it's just like Spirit is just wanting you to just recognize, observe, and not be frustrated that you can't know it all at the moment. Heck, you may not know or be able to label or name this situation, this feeling, this thought until way after you're done experiencing. I'm hearing immersion. So it's like spirit has you in some sort of like immersion or I don't want to say simulation, but like you're in some sort of experience, some part of your timeline that you're supposed to experience, right? And this part of your timeline is unnamed at the moment, right? That's kind of what history is for. We can go back and we can reflect and name that time period in history, right? So I hope that makes sense. So you're on a timeline right now and you're at a significant happening, right? You are. You just cannot label what that significant happening is and you cannot put a name on it, and it may be frustrating that you can't do that because Sometimes when you're not able to name and label and put a tag on it, it's like, well, why I gotta go through it? If I don't even know what I'm going through, why I gotta go through it if I can't even know it? Like I know you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, like so spirit is just saying go through this time period, experience it. You can't know all the details to name it and to like find cheat codes out of it. You just have to love yourself through this situation and not get frustrated with yourself that you can't, quote, figure it out. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like you went through situations like this before, but this situation is different. Like before, like I said, you were frustrated. If you didn't know what you were going through, you couldn't pinpoint something, you couldn't name it. It's like, "Ugh, I don't want to deal with this shit right now," or da 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 da. Or maybe if you did know how to pinpoint it, you dealt with it in a certain way because you thought that's how you deal with an emotion. For example, let's say you experience an emotion of anger, the emotion anger, not emotion of anger. You experience anger, right, in the past. Um, I lost my train of thought. I really just lost my train of thought just like that. Sorry. It'll come back to me. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's say you were dealing with something that made you angry, right? Now, because you're able to recognize that something made you angry, you decide to deal with it a certain way because you think, oh, the only way to deal with anger is by, let's say, for example, being passive aggressive, right? So if you were in this situation right now and you're experiencing anger and you know what exactly you're angry about, you might say, "Well, I need to just go do X, Y, and Z." But that coping method doesn't work anymore. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Spirit is now removing your ability to label and see everything and put a name and tag on everything so that um you're able to form a new coping method. And coping methods aren't inherently negative. Okay? So I hope you kind of understand that rant. And then I went on that tangent, you know, because that's the vibe I'm getting from the energy surrounding self love for you. You can't be frustrated with yourself because you don't know everything right now. And you also can't know everything right now because you can't use the same coping method that you used to. So you see that situation spirit put you in right there. Like I say, you just gotta ride it out. And that's what the historians are for. The spiritual historians, where they go back and, well, you would be the spiritual historian, right? You would go back and label this time period of your life the X, Y, and Z, because we're still on the unknown. You see, motherfucker. Yep. That car that just flew out just now by accident was a star in reverse. Timeline. This is like the third reading I did. The self love series that spoke about timeline specifically. And when I say that, the star came out. I can't remember which one. Let me see. I did it for. I think I spoke about timelines in Aries. So Sagittarius, you might want to watch Aries reading. And maybe it was Taurus. Maybe it was Taurus. No. It was Pisces. So you might want to look at Pisces and Aries reading. where I spoke about timelines and the star came up. So yeah, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, yeah, don't be bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords. Don't be so in your head on trying to name and label and be um hmm, I don't know. I just hear historians. Like you guys are like historians, like you're smart, you know, you know that type of stuff, right? But I just feel like right now you are the history. So you can't like name this era right now, if that makes sense. Spirit is gonna have you go through a certain epiphany to make you name this era of your life right now, which is why I feel like the star is in reverse because you didn't have this epiphany yet. You're still trapped into like, I don't want to say trapped, but you're still in a mindset where you need to know all of the information. And once you know the information, you get to label it and act accordingly. No, 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 it's different now. It's different now. And I know you know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. It's different now. You can't use that same method. Too bad, too sad. Sorry, I don't mean to sound mean. But this is some shit where you're elevating. Like I said before, to say a different emotion from anger. If you were sad, oh, we don't want to dwell in the sadness. We don't want to think about what made us sad. No, this time you need to think about it. This time you need to just feel it. Okay? You can't cope the same way you used to. All right, so I'm gonna leave that there. Sad Itarus. Oracle card for you guys. How does spirit want you to indulge in the energies of self-love? Don't force the label on it. Okay? And you can't use the same coping mechanism. Masks. Well, Jumbi, which comes with the message of masks. Look how this is similar. You see how the masks are floating in the background like indecision? And you see this here? The Seven of Cups floating in the background. Which one should I choose? Which mask should I wear? Because that's like what is it? A predetermined route. I don't know. It's like you have like a predetermined route. This mask means I should um buy ice cream. I should cope by buying ice cream. This mask means that I should cope by running away. This mask means you get what I'm trying to say. It's like you're no longer allowed to just reach out to the sky and say, I want to put this one on because this is the predetermined timeline that I used to operate in. Nope. Nope. From the bottom of the pits of my soul. Nope. It's not happening anymore. Okay? Bottom of the deck. Yeah, my God. Awakening. You can't do it the same way. Every rebirth is going to be different. You can't say, oh, I went through a rebirth, but let me put on this old mask I used to wear. It don't fit your face no more. Your head is bigger now. Actually, your head shrunk because these masks is mad big, and her head don't even look that big. They don't fit you. So when you put these big masks on, you look very obvious. You look very goofy. I'm not trying to be rude, but like I think you need to hear the Sagittarius. You can't wear that shit no more. You're too awakened for that. You can't cope like that no more. I'm gonna stop yelling at you. Sagittarius, I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to book a personal, all that is down below. Have a good one.